Hello everyone, it's Jess from Nose in a Book and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing my April wrap-up, and I only read 2 books in April. April flew by. I can't believe how fast it's gone. I can't believe it's almost May. It's just blowing my mind. I feel like the year is already over, even though it's not even halfway, but like it feels like it's already over just how fast it's been going by. But anyways, let's get to my April wrap-up. So this is going to be a kind of dual wrap-up slash TBR video, but not a May TBR video. I'll kind of get to that in a little bit later, but I want to talk about first the books that I've already read this April, and there were only 2. They were both really great reads, so I'm very happy with my reading, even though I only got to 2 books so far, but they were wonderful. So the first book that I'm going to talk about today is This Shattered World by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This is the second book in the Starbound trilogy, and it was wonderful. I rated this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was super action-packed. I think you probably heard me talk about it in my April TBR about how I'd already just barely started reading it, and it was already like super fast-paced. I really enjoyed the story, I enjoyed the character development, and I enjoyed how it linked together with the first book. These broken stars. Yes, but it linked together really well, and then just how gorgeous is that cover? It's so pretty. I just love that. But yes, so I very much enjoyed this book. 4 out of 5 stars from me. Very, very great. It definitely gave me some Romeo and Juliet vibes as well. And I don't usually like Romeo and Juliet, but I felt like it was done well in this book, and I just really enjoyed it. So, and the final book that I've completed in the month of April so far, anyways, is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I rated this one 5 out of 5 stars. I love this book so much. So much. So if you watched my TBR video, you guys know that I already knew the story because I had been in the musical in college, and I loved the musical. I loved the story. I already knew I loved it, but I did not know how much I was going to love this book. So the first couple of chapters were a little bit difficult to get into the writing style for me, and then once I got into the flow of things, her writing is just so beautiful, so poetic. There were so many times I just wanted to be like, can I just insert this entire book into my brain so that I can then have it forever? I can have all the beautiful language and quotes and the writing. Oh my gosh, it was just so gorgeous. And not only was the writing beautiful, but the characters were so well developed. It wasn't just like all flowery writing. It was just like each character was so deeply flawed and so well developed. We get to see like they're good and they're bad and they're ugly. Like it's just wonderful. I just love it so much. The romance in here is beautiful. It was very much like 2 completely imperfect people loving each other's imperfections, and I just love that. That's like one of my favorite things. The lead guy is tall, brooding, not very handsome. I just love it. I just love it so much. So I have yet to watch a movie adaptation since reading it. I watched one a long time ago that I didn't love, and I loved the musical. And then this kind of brings me to another like little bit, it's not really a part of like a wrap up, but like an April favorite thing that I have had is my Jane Eyre soundtrack from the musical. I listened to it all the time when we were doing the musical, and when I was reading this, I just had to listen to it again. It is, the score and everything is by Paul Gordon, and it's absolutely breathtakingly stunning. A lot of the lyrics from the songs are literally just straight out of the text, like straight out of here. So beautiful, so poetic. The musicality is gorgeous. James Barber, who plays Mr. Rochester, has one of the most beautiful male voices I've ever heard. Like, absolutely gorgeous. And I just, if I could marry a voice, like it would be his voice. I just love it. It's amazing. And yeah, it was a beautiful adaptation of it. The music is gorgeous. So if you guys are fans of Jane Eyre and you like musicals, I would highly recommend picking up the soundtrack. It is on iTunes. Don't remember how much it is on iTunes right now, but it is on iTunes, and it is so gorgeous, so ridiculously gorgeous. Ugh. So enough of my chatter about Jane Eyre. I could talk about this book all day because I have been. You can ask my roommate because she's been telling me, will I please stop talking about Jane Eyre? And she's probably sitting in her room right now listening to me film this going, she's talking about Jane Eyre again. Yeah, probably. But anyways, if you guys haven't read Jane Eyre, I highly, highly recommend it. It is a bit of a chunker and it is absolutely worth every part of it. I wanted to read more. When it was over, I was sad that it was over. It's absolutely amazing. So highly, highly recommend, especially if you love classics, but even if you don't, absolutely gorgeous book. Beautiful. So those are all the books that I've finished already this month. And so tomorrow or today, depending on what time I'm filming this, it actually might already be happening. But tomorrow is Dewey's 24-hour readathon. I did participate last year, and if you guys don't know, Dewey's 24-hour readathon is a readathon that literally lasts for 24 hours. So it starts at midnight, a specific time zone, I think in New York time. It starts at midnight. So in my time, I think it's like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m., something ridiculously crazy, but I did it last year and I loved it. This year though, I will not have time. I am going to be working all day and then I have a recital that night. So I'm literally going to be like, I would have had like time in the morning and then I'm not going to have any time after that. So I was like, I might not do it this year. And so I decided that instead of doing the 24-hour readathon on Saturday with everyone, all the awesome people who are participating in that, which I think is like 1,300 people this time, which is so awesomely crazy. So if you guys are not doing anything on Saturday and you want to join in the readathon, you totally should. But I decided that instead of doing it on Saturday, I'm actually going to do my own 24 hours of reading on Sunday. So I still get in my 24 hours of reading this year, just not on Saturday. Because I really wanted to be able to commit time to it. I told myself last year I was going to take the day off. I did not take the day off. I work Saturdays. If you guys don't know, I like teach private music lessons. So after school hours and then weekends is like my prime time. So I actually only really have Sundays off. And so Sunday, I'm going to take my 24 hours of reading and I'm going to read as much as I possibly can during that time and also listen to an audiobook. So I'll get into my TBR for my personal 24 hours of reading. That is not the same as Dewey's 24-hour readathon. I wish I could do that, and maybe I will next year. Maybe I'll take the day off because I want to do it. It was so much fun. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys what I'm planning on reading for my own personal 24 hours. And I might not read for the full 24 hours just because I might not stay awake that long, but I'm going to do as much reading as humanly possible during that time. So to start with the books that I'm currently already reading, so I'm going to definitely continue these on Sunday. And the first one of those is The City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. This is the third book in the Mortal Instruments series, if you don't know already, which you probably do. And I am reading this because I'm way behind on the read-along that is being hosted by Kate's Book Date. I am so behind. I think they read Clockwork Angel in April, and this was technically the March book. Didn't get around to it, but I did get 2 chapters in. I have to say, after finishing Jane Eyre, I'm having a hard time getting into this. It's just like drinking something really watered down after having like really rich something else. It's hard. I'm enjoying it. Don't get me wrong. I do like it. It's just, y'all know what I'm talking about. Actually, it was funny. The first whole chapter, I was like envisioning like Victorian England. And I was like, wait, this is not that. Get that out of your brain. So yeah, this is not Victorian England. If you don't know, this is in New York in like pretty much present day. So not Victorian England at all. I'm reading this. I am enjoying it aside from it not being Jane Eyre. And I can't wait to continue on with this series. I've been waiting to pick it up forever. So I will continue reading this on Sunday for sure, probably also tomorrow, but Sunday as well. And then another book that I am currently reading, I'm listening to on audiobook, and that is Anne of Green Gables. And this one I have read. It is a reread for me. I've read it actually a couple of times, but not in a really long time. And I actually saw on Kate's channel, Life Between Words, that she was listening to the audiobook from Audible, the Rachel Adams narration, and she loved it. And so I decided to pick that up and I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful. I've only listened to the first 2 chapters so far and I was just in love. I think that it's so well narrated. The characters are so well described. Like Anne's voice, like Rich McAdams does a perfect Anne. I just love it so much. So I cannot wait to continue listening to that. And this is the ostentatious book club pick for April, May, because Jane Eyre was the ostentatious book club pick for like February, March. So this is April, May, and so I still have time to finish it in May, but one of the reasons I wanted to listen to it on Sunday is so that I can be listening to a book while also trying to accomplish other things around the house, because it's my only day off. So, you know, house cleaning and laundry and such needs to be done that day while I'm trying to do like 24-ish hours of reading. So, so yeah. I will hopefully finish this. It's only like a 9-hour audiobook. I think I'm already 1 hour into it. So that's only like 8 hours, and I could totally do a lot of things in 8 hours while listening to this. So I'm super excited, and I might finish it on Sunday, depending on what I'm doing. If I am busy doing stuff and I don't get to actually pick up one of these other books that I'm going to mention right now. So if I get bored with either of those books, or if I want to pick up something else, I have a couple of options for myself because it is a readathon. If you get like stuck somewhere or whatever, it's nice to have something else to pick up. So the first thing I have is actually a book of poetry, kind of. It's like poetry and quotes. It is the Victoria's Secret Gardens of Love. And these are like a series of books you may have seen on my channel once or twice before. I bought a collection of this like around Valentine's Day, but it wasn't this one, but it's a different one that was very similar. These are actually beautiful. Like there's this box set, and then you just pull the book out, and it is actually scented, like it's rose scented, and they've got like lovely illustrations and beautiful headings and everything like that. Absolutely gorgeous books, and they have some beautiful quotes and beautiful like passages regarding love, and I just love that. I love love. So I am going to probably pick this up, and maybe I won't read the whole thing, but maybe I'll just flip through it. The last one I read the entire thing, and I think this will kind of give me that thing that I'm looking for after finishing Jane Eyre, because I know it does have a lot of like classic book quotes and poetry in it that I feel like will just allow me to have that to feed my soul, since finishing Jane Eyre has destroyed me. Now I have two more things that I might pick up. The first one is Belle's Library. This is by Linda Wolverton. I don't know if she's actually the one who like wrote everything, but I know it was like forwarded by her and possibly compiled by her. But this is kind of a book of Belle's notes on books. So there's like a book list in the beginning of the book. Let me see if I can find it for you. There's Belle's book list at the beginning, which is like where all these quotes throughout the book are from. And then in the book, there's quotes from different books on this page here. And then something that Belle has written about that quote, or why she, like what she got out of that quote. So now obviously Belle is a fictional character, but it was kind of taken from what they imagined Belle would have thought about these characters or this specific thing that was being said. And so I'm really excited to read this. It might be cheesy, but I might love it. So who knows? If nothing else, the artwork is absolutely beautiful. I love the outlines of the pages, just super whimsical. There's just some like cute little illustrations of Chip. I just really like this. So I hope to get to this. If I don't get to it this time, I'll get to it eventually. But that way I have another little thing I can pick up and browse through. And then the other thing, if I do happen to finish those, I have a whole bunch of manga that I want to get to this year that I haven't even picked up a single manga this year yet. And there is one series that I've actually completed in my collection, but I haven't finished reading yet. And that is W. Juliet by Imura. And this is the 6th volume, and there are 14 volumes. I have all 14 of them. I've read the first 5, and I love this series so much. I can't go into too much depth about what the series is about because the first manga like contains a spoiler for like the entire series, so I don't want to like spoil anything, but it's really, really good. It definitely has the trope of gender swapping, not gender swapping, but like guy dresses as a girl or girl dresses as a guy. That type of trope is in this manga. I just love that. It's like one of my favorite tropes. So I would like to try to finish maybe a couple of these. Maybe I'll finish all of the rest of them. Maybe I'll finish all 14. Who knows? With that 24 hours of reading, I don't know what I'll accomplish. So yeah, but that's just if I want to pick up something a little bit quicker to get through. It's got, you know, pictures and less text. So that gives me something to quickly read through if I'm like feeling like I'm slowing down, or if I want to do it while I'm eating. That's another time like I'll read manga while I'm eating. It's kind of like watching something. You're just like reading it while eating. It works out. Eating Pocky, you know. So anyways, yeah. All right, so that is it for my April wrap up and my 24 hours of reading TBR. I will probably let you guys know when I get done. Like, so I might vlog my 24 hours of reading, who knows. We'll see what happens on Sunday. So, but I'm really excited to try to get that reading time in. It's going to be really cool. I'm just kind of like going to block myself off from the world and just read. And I'm super excited about it. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you again soon with another video. Bye.